you, Margaret.
Thank you, Abhinav.
Thank you, Abby. And hello, everyone. Once again, it's my pleasure to introduce Shivani Tripathi and her husband, Raul. And they're gracious enough to talk to our group again. Last time we had lots of questions, so Shivani will be able to cover more information today. Shivani is a trained Ayurveda wellness counselor and certified meditation teacher with a background in science and engineering. She has over 15 years experience with breathwork, meditation, and other wellness techniques, including food and lifestyle. Shivani is passionate about sharing these techniques with others to relieve stress and achieve wellness proactively. Raul is a meditation instructor and a technology executive with Nutanix. Shivani obtained her Ayurveda credentials at Kerala Ayurveda Academy, Milpitas, and Sky Breath Meditation teacher training with Art of Living Foundation. She has a master's in software engineering from San Jose State University and a bachelor's in electrical and electronics engineering from BITS Pilani in India. Today, Shivani will be sharing practical tips to keep us healthy and the doctor away. Her topic is Live Right by Your Type. Also, as Shivani is talking, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat, and then Shivani and Raul will be happy to answer. Thank you so much for joining us again, Shivani and Raul, and over to you.
My pleasure. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Good.
Awesome. For those who are unmuted.
Saturday early morning, seeing everybody here is something totally amuses me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you make me co-host? I can share my screen.
Yes. Santoshi, would you be able to make co-host?
Oh, you want me to do that? Okay. Let me just do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm so looking forward to these tips, Shivani.
Yes, Shivani, you are co-host.
Many of us are actually anxious about that, what we have today.
Okay, wonderful. I'm glad.
Yes, you are co-host now, Shivani.
Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yes.
Wonderful. So today we are going to talk about live right by your type. So these days, personal, healthcare is, coming into the picture and people are being aware of it. But Ayurveda is an ancient health science, and we don't know how, when it started, it's like came with the human development, I would say. So we were always into that personalized healthcare. And so now things are coming up and I'm glad to see, all the development. So how we take care of ourselves based upon our body type, and which can eliminate of having, diseases. So, and it has to start, sooner than later. So knowing the body type and then how we act on it is mainly I'm going to cover today. So, yeah, so the body is made out of 5 elements: ether, air, fire, water, and earth, as you can see on the screen. So Vata type is primarily ether and air. And ether, you can say the space. So everything around us which is made naturally is made out of these 5 elements. And Pitta type are mostly fire with some water element. And then Kapha is mainly earth and then some water element. So it's like on high level, you can see if the hand is made out of 5 fingers and everybody has all these 5 elements. None of us is spared. And then you have something more, something less, that way. So we all have these 5 elements in us. But what dominates is that categorize our body type. And it doesn't have to be just one, that okay, we have dominantly have ether or air. We will have part of everything. So, and then when we are born with these three qualities, and how it is in us. It can be, this way. If you can see, my fingers are not, different heights. But if you see it this way, it's like, three different pillars. So you can say maybe it's Vata, this is Pitta, and this is Kapha in me. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And then when we are born, we are perfect. There's no issues. And howsoever it can be, the height, you can see, okay, I have very little earth element, more of fire, most of air. But when we go through life, and then we are not following the, it's not like very, very hard and fast rules, but most of the time, if we can do that, then we are good to, and the diseases can be caught very early on. Because when we talk about diabetes, when it shows in the blood sugar, the blood level is, going high. Based upon Ayurveda, we have already crossed of at least 20 steps of imbalances. Then you reach that blood sugar higher or lower, or whatever we have. So catching that early on is definitely helpful. And how we find out what body type we are, I can generalize, I can categorize it, and it's on a very broad level. And it doesn't have to be, okay, if I'm talking about Vata, and what Vata are, slender and very thin people. They can be very short, they can have long limbs, or they can be very tall. It's you means I have studied it, so I can now see people how they are looking, body wise. But it's not only the body we are talking about, it's their nature, how they feel. Like Vata people, they are very their hand and feet, the extremities are generally very cold, and they have dry skin, and they are very the mind is cannot fix on something. So always, if you go to a restaurant, okay, oh, can I change my order, that kind of people. And they will walk very fast, they can talk very fast. Generally they are very artistic and creative people. And but they will prone to get constipated, they will have sleep issues, they will worry a lot. The mind is always just moving around here and there. So, and how we take care of that, it's not only you see these characteristics and you can label yourself, I'm Vata. It's not that way. So we have some assessment methods we assess, because people have more than one quality. So we cannot say, okay, you can do these things because you're Vata, but you have some Pitta element, some Kapha element. So based upon that, we generally guide for the lifestyle and food. And it's not that if you are cooking for a person in a family, it has to be, certainly for that type. Using the spices and seasonings and everything, you can make the same food which is suitable for everybody in the family. It's not very customized.
The hunter kills a bird in that garden.
Any question, or somebody unmuted by accident?
Somebody unmuted.
Okay.
Shivani, there is a question that you may want to take is, does the body type change through life? Is it same, or what changes?
Body type doesn't change. It's just that we create imbalances by, food and lifestyle when we go, when we get older. So we are not following the basic our nature, and then we go against it, and imbalances gets created. They will get created in the body. Body type will never change. Anything else? No. Okay.
People can type the questions. It was not mentioned, so I'm just taking a moment to say those who have questions ongoing, we have a very wonderful person who is right now in real time uh, answering the question from the last time, my experience. So just keep typing your questions and most of them will be answered right away. And later, Shivani ji can take some of the questions that needs more clarifications in person. Thank you. Sorry, Shivani.
Sounds good. Thanks, Abhinav. And how do we balance the Vata people, how they can just, be normal and natural every day? So just, keeping themselves warm, keeping themselves calm, and that can be achieved. Calmness can be achieved by breath, just focusing a little bit on your breath. And this I'm just going very, it's very general guidelines, but we can definitely do more detailed analysis personally if you guys want later. And then they should avoid going into the windy, if it's very windy outside, trying to cover their ears and avoid cold temperatures, because keep yourself warm is the main theme here. And food, because it's like they are made out of mostly air and ether, air and space, so we don't want them to eat things which are going to create more of that. So raw, dry and cold food, that creates more of ether and air element, so they have enough of it already, so we don't want them to have more. And eating warm foods with spices and keeping regular routine for them is very, very important, because they will not be able to function well if their routine is disturbed. So most of the time, if they can keep their routine regular, they will be, they can go through their day more easily. Then comes the pitta element, and this is the fire element. And generally the people, they are slender to medium frame, and weight loss and gain is not a much bigger issue for them. They can gain weight easily, they can lose weight easily. And they have sharp eyes, and the face is more angular and sharp nose, and they can lose their hair very easily because they operate on this level, and the fire element is very high in them, and getting early gray hair and freckles on the body. And fire is always about transformation, so whatever happening around you, and they are very dynamic people, they are the leaders, and they have generally strong appetite, metabolism is high, and the digestion is good for them, and very alert, intelligent, and the memory is very sharp.
Oh, nice.
Mhm. But they will face the issues, inflammation issues, they will have acidity problems, they will have all these issues generally are associated with pitta body type. And again, it's like you have a combination, so it's not easy to generalize, okay, I'm this kind, so I have to follow. So you have to consult with a Vaidya or the counselors, so that they can find out what exactly body type you have, and then go from there. And how do we balance this fire element? So it's like avoiding excess heat, because heat is already there, so you don't want to create more heat for yourself. So swimming is good, because you cool down in that. And because they have oily is kind of nature of a pitta person, so we don't want them to eat a lot of oily food. And salt, again, keeping yourself cool, and spices can create a lot of heat too, so non-spicy food. And they for rest of the body type, we generally recommend to have little bit warmer water to drink. But for pitta people, they should drink room temperature water. Not definitely, if you think I have a lot of fire in me, just go for ice cold water. Ice cold water is not good for anybody based upon Ayurveda principles. And then comes the kapha people, and they are generally strong, healthy bodies, and they have great stamina, and their health is generally, they have sound health, and stability is definitely the common for Kapha people. And they have, soft, smooth skin, big eyes, um, hair, lustre, black, nice hair, and bigger eyes. Yeah, definitely. And they are slow learners, but once they learn, they can retain that for a long time. And they're generally very sweet, loving beings. You love being, you love to have them around. They are prone to obesity, diabetes, hypertension. So everything comes with their own, baggage. It's not, we cannot say, okay, this body type is perfect. I want to have this. So, and how do we balance the kapha side of us is, getting plenty of exercise, avoiding heavy foods, again, avoid cold food and drink. And for them, day nap is total no. They should not. And somehow I've seen with kapha people, they always they think they need a lot of sleep, but sleeping a lot is not good for kapha people. Vata people should sleep more, but their mind is so alert and they are so active, they don't want to sleep. So it's like, counterintuitive how it is, but that's how it is. And eat generally light and dry food. And they don't need a lot of water because their body is made out of mostly water, so they don't need. So when we say, drinking a lot of water is good for everybody, it's not, because you can see the body, you already have that, you don't want more of it. So not a whole lot of water for kapha people. So let's just think and just let's have some fun. So what do you think? And you please feel free to answer. If you are offered water for any body type, I've given you a clue before. Would you prefer warm? You should not would you. I would say, should you prefer warm over ice cold water?
Warm.
Warm.
Warm water. Warm.
Good job. Yes.
Warm.
So when you don't have time to eat and meditate both, so what should you pick?
Meditate.
Oh, wonderful. Wow. Getting it all right.
Nice.
And what is more important, when to eat versus what to eat?
What to eat?
What to eat?
When to eat.
When to eat.
Both, I guess.
Depend on body type.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's a perfect answer. But for most of us, when to eat is more important than what to eat. What to eat comes next after when to eat. Because if we follow a certain rhythm throughout the day, even to people who want to avoid weight gain, for them also that works mostly. If they are eating in time, they might not be gaining so much weight if they are worried about their weight gain. So, and vigorous exercises are for everybody.
No.
True. For Vata people, for them weight strengthening, that kind of exercises are good, not running and doing a lot of physically exhausting exercises. But for Kapha people, and generally Kapha people, they are lazy, they don't want to exercise, but for them, vigorous exercises are good for them. And they should be active and you should be moving around all the time, so it's like good for them. And so shower, is it good before meal or after meal?
Before meal.
Before meal.
Yeah, and the reason is because body, when you take a shower, body has to work hard to maintain the temperature of the, to bring it back to the normal temperature. So if you eat and then take shower, the body has to work, it's like to work really, really hard to digest the food the same time, maintaining the temperature of the body. So at least couple of hours, if you have to take shower after meal, it has to be after couple of hours. Okay, so now
Somebody's asking, is bath better than shower?
what is better?
Bath.
Bath, then the shower.
Yes.
No, I will not say, because again, it's like it's on the body type. So, based upon, because bath are more relaxing definitely than the shower, I would say, because you are sitting down and, happily soaking yourself in water. So body type which needs water, and that the dampness, and so they, for them, bath will be more suitable than the shower.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So the magical tip of the day for today. So some of you might remember it from my last presentation.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the CCFT, we call it CCFT. CCF stands for cumin, coriander, and fennel. And these are three of the magical spices which you can incorporate in your day-to-day life. So what I do is I take a insulated, cup, which that it will keep the water, hot to warm overnight. So I coarsely ground these three together in the same ratio for about a week. And then I'll keep it in a glass jar. And then every night I'll take hot water and 1 teaspoon of this mixture. And you can add some mint leaves to it if you like, or some ginger. And then you close the cup and leave it overnight. And the first thing in the morning, you can drink this. Because it will remain warm to hot in the morning if you have a good flask or bottle. And then you can just think first thing in the morning, brushing your teeth. If you can do oil pulling last time we discussed, if some of you remember, is like taking either coconut oil or sesame oil, a spoon of it, less than a spoon I would say, and then put it in your mouth and just squish it around for whatever time you can do. Maybe a couple of minutes is good to start with, and gradually you can increase the time a little bit. And then you squish it around, and then you just discard that oil into your trash can or into the toilet. Don't use your sink for this, because otherwise it will clog. The oil will make it clog. And then you can brush your teeth, and scraping the tongue is very important, because it holds all the impurities body is trying to eliminate overnight, because the liver works really hard in the night to get rid of all the unwanted elements from the food you have eaten, all the toxins. So they are kind of settled on your tongue in the morning. So if you use a tongue scraper and then scrape your tongue 3 or 4 times in the morning after brushing your teeth, you will see there is a layer of things which is coming out. So it's all undigested food particles, and and then it's a very good practice to maintain your oral hygiene. At the same time, it helps to, because the tongue has a lot of nerves. I would say, we in Ayurveda we call marma points, and they are the energy points of the body. So it kinds of that tongue scraping helps to, I would say, channelize the energy within the body in a proper way. So tongue scraping, and then you are done. You can drink this water, this tea, and you will start your day on a positive note. You will see these three spices, they help with your digestion. They help with your hormones, to keep the balance of the hormones. And you will, if you try this for few days, you will see the difference in you. Definitely. So this is something, totally magical. Nobody could imagine 1 teaspoon of these three. And these three spices are very easily available in all the Indian kitchens. And these days they are becoming very popular with, other communities as well. And you'll see the difference, definitely. So try this, and maybe next time I can ask you if you see any difference.
Perfect. Yeah. Great.
Yeah. And so last one is just my contact information. So I have my ways. We have a questionnaire I'll ask you to fill fill out for me to assess your body type, and then we can have a consultation, and I generally can guide you with the food and lifestyle changes you can incorporate easily in your life. And to just we talked about these three things, right? Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So whatever body type you have, and then the imbalances you are having now, so keeping that in mind, I can help you with your food choices and lifestyle in day-to-day life.
Perfect.
And
Perfect.
whatever I gain out of it, I generally I Care for Children is my favorite charity, and they run schools in India for tribes and kids who are totally underprivileged, cannot afford their education otherwise. So they run schools in India. I generally just I whatever I earn here, I donate it there. Yeah. Okay, nice talking to you. Now I can take questions, few questions if we have some time.
Thank you. Thank you, Shivani. So please, anyone who has any questions, please post them in the chat, and then Rahul and Shivani will answer them. So please just put them there now.
Shivani, I have a question. Can I ask?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Like usually Ayurveda, morning drinking 1 spoon of pure ghee is good, right?
I will not say for everybody. Again, the question goes back, what body type you have and what imbalances you are having.
Okay.
It's not for everybody. That's what I can say.
Okay. Which body type is good? Is for Vata or which one?
So for Kapha people, ghee is not that good because they already have a lot of earth element in their body.
Okay.
Yeah.
In case if
Pitta and
taking,
Vata, generally ghee is good, but
okay.
depending upon the situation, current situation, we can prescribe, not for, in general, no.
Okay, when drinking ghee, what about the CCF? Which one should we take first?
So CCF is generally, it's good for everybody. That's why, it's a tip I could give to everybody without thinking, what body type you have. CCF is, cleansing, I would say. It's really good. You can try. There's no harm in trying. Everybody can try that.
Okay. No. Which order we should take? First, we need to take ghee or CCF? Like we need to take empty stomach, right?
Ghee, you take ghee because somebody prescribed you to take
Yes,
ghee?
because I have more Vata. So they suggested to take ghee morning, 1 teaspoon.
Okay, so I think you can go in either order. It will not matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shivani, do we need to grind this stuff, or we can just do it like the whole thing, soak it at night and make a tea in the
If you
morning?
coarsely grind it, it'll be more helpful. But whole will not harm either. So either way is good. But grinding it a little bit coarsely, it helps to release, all the potent things they have.
Okay, thank you, sir.
We should not soak it, right? It's like only the dry cumin powder and everything we can use, right?
Yeah. But you're soaking it in the night, right? In hot water?
Oh, we should soak it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I said. You take a cup or 2 cups of water, whatever you want to consume in the morning, and then hot water, and then add 1 teaspoon of this mixture to it. Leave it overnight so that you have it in the morning. It's warm to hot for you to drink.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. So,
Thank
Abhinav,
you.
we have
Thank-
some question in the chat. Could you please go through those questions?
Sure. So one of the question is, can we drink CCF during the day or only in the morning?
No, you can drink it any time of the day because I do it. It has become a habit. It's easy to do it in the morning because then you are done with this in the morning itself. But you can drink it any time of the day, especially after lunch. That time is also very good to have it.
But that need to be soaked overnight. Is that right?
So if you're taking it after lunch, I would say you can do it in the morning, or you can boil these things in water for some time and drink that water.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to soak it. It's like little easier to follow that way. That's why I do it. But you can try, boiling it in hot water for some time and then, drink that water.
Yeah, I think the only idea is it gets brewed, all the nutrients get in the water.
Yeah, that's true. Because I'm little lazy, and then it's hard to remember to. So I try to do it in the night and drink into the morning. So first,
Oh,
first thing in the morning, you're consuming it. So you're starting your day on a good note.
So the second question is cold bath better than warm bath for skin and hair?
Yeah, so I would say for this, upper part of the body, for face and hair, colder water is better. For lower part of the body, warmer water is better. So if you can, customize your bath that way, shower, using warm water for the lower body. But what I try to do is when it comes to my face and hair, I drop the temperature a little bit and then use, because here in US generally, it's cold in the morning. You don't want to take cold water bath or shower. So keeping it, yeah, definitely not very hot water for this area of the body.
Another question is about eating. So the question is, I heard that you should eat only when the sun is up and sleep only when the sun is down. So they wanted your opinion on that.
Yeah, definitely, because sun is giving us the energy, all the energy to digest the food. So, and generally how I grew up, I never thought lunch was the main meal for the body. But the sun is, at the peak around noon, and that is the time you should eat your lunch, and the lunch should consist of everything. It should be, all the vegetables and lentils and rice and whatever you eat. So lunch should be the main meal, and night time is to sleep. So and 10 to 2 is the most important time in the night to sleep, to help the body to detox and rest the organs which are working throughout the day tirelessly. So definitely that's true, very true.
perfect. Okay,
Okay.
we have more questions.
No, I think we only
Okay.
had these major questions, so we can move to
Now we're gonna
another
go for Gayatri ji.
activity. No,
Or fun activities.
Fun activity.
we have a new members to
Okay.
be inducted.
Okay. So first of
So
all, we have to thank Shivani ji for doing such a wonderful job. Thank you.